day's a day, a bad luck's always a coming my way.
For today's Grimm adventure, we're doing a little bit of exercise. We're hiking back to what many people here consider one of the most magical, mystical places in all of England. An ancient forest known as Wistman's Wood. Now, of course, when it comes to magical places, pretty much everywhere you look in England, you'll find something. But if there's one place that has them all, I'm talking witches and druids and pixies and monsters, ghosts, maybe even some goblins, Wistman's Wood is the place. And from the pictures we've seen, it's breathtaking. We have to see it with our own eyes. So basically, we have about a mile and a half walk. And if we go at a pretty decent pace, it should take us probably about 45 minutes to an hour walk to get there. But of course, we stop, we take pictures. We're just out here enjoying the day. It's all about enjoying and being in the moment. And just getting shots and views like this. And oh yeah, if we turn the camera over this way, you see the sheep? There's sheep, there's goats, there's cows, there's horses and chickens roaming freely out here. Walking back to the woods, the path that you have to take is giving us all kinds of movie vibes. Jessica was saying that it reminds her of Sleepy Hollow, but this wall, it's giving me Stardust vibes, right? Like if you were to cross it, and that's what we have to do. We have to cross this to get to this magical ancient forest. Jessica loves that movie. I knew she'd love that reference. You know how we always say we feel like we're out in the middle of nowhere? Look at this. This is what we're walking across. It is quiet, aside from the occasional goat, or is that a sheep? Sheep? Yeah. But if you look way over here, this is where we are headed. Right about the center of your screen, I'm gonna put a red arrow. That looks to be the woods that we're looking for. What really blows my mind is back in ancient times, I would have been standing in a very thick, dense forest, and all of that is gone, and all that remains in this area is Wistman Wood, which is where we are headed. And it's this little patch of woods. You can see behind me all these different rocks and boulders. But Wistman's Wood, when you see it, you're gonna see all these gnarly looking witch-like finger branches stretching out from the earth towards the sky, and because of the wind, growing horizontally and up and down, and it's crazy. But at the base of all the trees are gonna be these rocks, and it's like a rock garden. So it makes sense that, well, maybe that's why these ones are stayed. Or there's just something magical about them and they can't move them. Jessica loves walking on the rock. She says it makes her feel like a kid.
The floor is lava.
The floor is lava. This is also starting to give us some labyrinth vibes, like the Bog of Eternal Stench, the different stepping stones. There's a little further to go. Well, we have made it. And in preparation for coming here, we have seen so many different pictures of this place. Some in direct sunlight, some in the snow, some in a misty morning. And they are all beautiful, but it doesn't compare to actually seeing this in person. Jessica just made a joke. She said, let me know if you spot any ROUSs, which again is a reference to another magical movie, The Princess Bride. Rodents of unusual size. Now this is very important, but you have to remember, If you come out here to Wistman's Wood and you want to get pictures, you want to see it for yourself, walk around, not through. The sign here, I'm going to read it. Please avoid going in amongst the trees and boulders of the woodland. Stick to the path around the wood. This is to avoid any damage to the fragile habitats, trees, lichens, and mosses. So with that being said, we are not going to walk through the wood. Instead, we're just going to stick to the outer path. And if we can take a step or two inside, we will, but we're not going to step on anything that looks green, moss, alive, fern, anything like that. Just want to be here to document it. Again, just sticking to the outer path and stepping in only as far as I can see, just dirt. Not on anything green. Again, no moss. I'm gonna say that quite a bit, only because I know somebody's gonna be like, wait a second, you're getting too close. Trust me, not walking through it. Just capturing it. My word. I was a little worried that we should have came up here at like the butt crack of dawn and hoped that there was some sort of like morning mist, morning fog. And when we woke up this morning, we stayed in Torquay, which is probably about like an hour's drive. Woke up, there was no mist anywhere, and I was a little sad, and I was like, maybe we should come back. But you know what? I'd come back here quite a few different times. Seeing this and this vibrant green. It's like stepping into a fairy tale. Doesn't it look like witch hands, witch arms and fingers reaching out of the ground? Oh wow, look at this. It's like a hallway through the trees. You can just imagine being out here at night and seeing a light or hearing a sound, something ghostly moving. This place is filled with ghost stories. One of them is about a dog, I'm guessing like a hunting dog. I'm pretty confident in saying that there's no place on earth that looks like this. Nothing as witchy as this, naturally, an ancient forest. There's actually a path that goes around the perimeter that gets you really close to the woods without actually walking through it, which is kind of nice. Just gotta watch your step, because it is a hillside with some rocks. The path has taken us up the hill a little bit, which is nice because it gives you a little bit of like a bird's eye view of Wistman's Wood. And it sits right between these two hills right next to the stream. It's crazy to think that this just exists today. I tell you what, if you stare into the forest long enough, you can start to see creatures or animals looking back at you. Like that one right there about the center of your screen kind of looks like a deer, doesn't it? And this over here kind of looks like the elbows of an arm of somebody crawling out of the rocks. And if we wanted to, we could pretty much spend the entire day here talking about all the different ghost stories and local legends. And some of them are just kind of comical and some of them are just a lot of fun. But this here, this one tree, I turned the corner and it got me. I looked at it and immediately I saw this like tortured soul, like a tortured human, a tortured being coming out of the rocks, out of the earth. You can see the head right here, and then the mouth, and then the arms outstretched. This would be terrifying in the mist or in the middle of the night walking through here. There are a couple of clusters of trees here. We haven't even made it all the way around the first cluster. We just took the high road. There's a portion of it, like a trail that goes down right alongside the water. I don't know if we're gonna make it all. It really is massive. Well, it looks like we found one of the landmarks we were looking for. And since we parked at the Two Bridges Hotel, they gave us this nice little brochure that talks about some of the historical parts of this, aside from local legends and ghosts. And one of them is this giant rock. And we thought we missed it, but we found it. And what does it say, Baby Ghoul?
So it's a full paragraph, and some of it has been lost to weather. You can make out a lot of the lettering here through the moss, but then it's worn away. Thankfully, the brochure the hotel gave us tells you exactly what it used to say, and I'll read it for you now. It was once inscribed, by permission of H.R.H., the Prince of Wales, Wentworth Buller, on September 16th, 1868, cut down a tree near this spot. It measured 9 inches in diameter and appeared to be about 163 years old.
Here's a shot head on of the inscription. So wild that this is here. Talk about history. So many people walking by, entranced by the woods and not even realizing what they're walking past. So right now we are between two sets of woodland patches, and right between the two, almost smack dab in the center, is a circle of granite rock. And it kind of looks like a fairy ring, doesn't it? Are you gonna get inside? I know you're so tempted. Of course you are.
There's this beautiful little stream down there, and I've been watching it for a while because it's so tranquil, and then I realized I haven't seen or heard a sheep, a lamb, nothing like that for quite some time. And then it got me to thinking, what if they don't come here?
As if we were on the road to certain death?
Boom, 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 boom.
So it is about noon, and we decided it's a perfect time to just kind of stop, grab a bite to eat. We brought some snacks with us and just kind of take it all in, like Wistman would. What do you think?
It's beautiful.
Yeah?
If you're able-bodied, I would absolutely suggest coming out and doing this hike.
Most of the pictures that we see online in preparation to come in here are all these beautiful photography, professional photos, or with today's cameras, amateur professional photos.
Angles.
Yeah. There is the perfect sunlight, this and that, and it lures people in. And really, there's been some hikers up here, but really it's just been us. The time of visiting, it's a Friday, and I was a little worried.
Weekends here, hiking is very popular, so I expected to see a lot more people here.
Yeah, I thought we were going to be contending with a bunch of people looking at the trees. But also, I was very worried. You know how you see that trend on social media where people are like, this is what it looks like, but when you get there, it really looks like this. I thought,
tourism.
Right?
Yeah.
This place lived up to the photos.
It did.
Like, we didn't get the fog photos. We didn't get the sunset photos, but we got our photos and our experience, and it's beautiful. Like, I'd definitely come back here.
Yes.
Now that we're done with our lunch, a little break. We're gonna follow the creek, or the creek, the stream, however way you want to say it, back to the way we came, this time the lower portion of Wistman Wood. and see if we can get any shots or see some of the other landmarks that we're looking for. Taking the bottom path is actually bringing us really close to the woods itself. So we gotta be very careful where we step. You can see the stardust wall just kind of goes right underneath the branches. This is one of those places, Baby Gold, where I never in a million years thought that I'd ever get to go and see. Like, you see pictures of things like this, and then you get here and then it's just the wow factor. We absolutely love doing videos like this where you kind of feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere, like we said, far away from everything else. And you just have the entire day by yourselves exploring a land, like a place, an environment, a feeling. I really, really hope that we capture that with these videos. Throughout this adventure, you may have noticed that Jessica was carrying a pumpkin bag with her. Well, inside it was something a little special. You see, Jessica wanted to do some photos here. She collects beautiful, vintage-looking dresses, and we couldn't pass up the opportunity to come here and take some photos. So we're going to share a few of them with you right now. Now that we got a few photos, cue Jessica running through the woods. Happy girl. She's calling this her legend moment, one of her all-time favorite movies.
Running through a forest or across a bridge is not as easy as it looks. I'm out of breath.
But you had fun though.
So much fun.
With that being said, thank you for joining us on an ancient adventure, visiting this ancient forest known as Wistman's Wood. Until next time, happy Halloween. So we're heading back to the car, and we have to pass this stream that kind of looks like the Bog of Eternal Stench, which would be right over here to the left. We put an arrow down there so you can see it. And then we looked at this. You see this black patch right here with the stick? Doesn't it kind of remind you of Never-Ending Story? The death of Artax?
Artax, please!
You can't tell us that England... Stupid horse!
Stupid horse!
You can't tell us that England didn't inspire Henson to make things like Labyrinth, The Dark Crystal, as well as other movies like Never-Ending Story and Legend. It all came from here. Like, this is it.
Artax! Stupid horse!
Stupid horse. This scene ruined a lot of people's lives.
I'm about to cry right now.
Don't cry. Just put your hand down in there and grab him.
Ooh.
Nope.
Wherever I come, bad luck just comes my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.